Here's a question for you guys. Is being an only child a blessing or a curse? I'm hearing blessing and I'm hearing curse from the audience. We recently read a post online where one woman says that she has made a conscious choice to have only one child. She says she's doing so as a gift for her daughter, and it's because when she was growing up, she was one of 6 kids. She said that growing up in a big family was empowering and degrading at the same time. She called it a survival of the fittest. But with one kid, she can dedicate all of her time and energy to make sure that that child has the attention that she deserves. You're nodding your head. You think that...
No,
Are any of us only children, though?
I grew up an only child. I have half-sisters, Tayana and Maisha, and the good thing about having half-sisters is you can be an only child and then you come together and then you can give them back.
Right.
And you can still be because
you liked being.
I liked having the sister moment. We weren't always together, but I also didn't like the sharing. You know, like I love when I was with my mother. I could have whatever I want. I have the whole portion. When I'm with my father and my sisters, it's like okay, everybody has to share. I'm like, no, mama don't share.
So but that's only child syndrome, I think, a little bit.
But I wasn't a brat. I was very responsible. I did chores and all kinds of things. But I did have my moments where I was like, no, I don't want to share. I want to have my own.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But I think if you're in families that you have, 6, siblings with you, that attention taken away from you, I can understand why you would like to be an only child. But I loved having a sibling growing up, when I have kids, I want to make sure that I have, 2 or 3 because I want them to have someone, to protect when they grow up and to bond with. I think that's really a part of the family.
Well, that doesn't always work out that way, though. Sometimes,
Well, me and my sister hated each other for a good 4 years.
Exactly.
No, but I always think, as we get older, I have 2 girls, but as we get older and if something happens to me or my husband, it's who do they have, and if they don't have extended family, I want them to have each other. Because I have friends whose parents are only kids and they had to be the caregiver to their parents, like the grandparents, and they were alone and they didn't have anybody to help them or help them.
You only have one, like you have a sister and no brothers. I have 3 brothers and no sister, so I always wanted what I didn't have.
Right,
Same
I think most people want that. But there's nothing like having nieces and nephews also.
Exactly.
And that's what you're going to miss out. I love having my niece and nephews.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so
Well, I feel bad now, but it's too late for my mother to have any kids. Right, Mom?
All right, moving on. How many of you can't stand it when people in a restaurant take up extra room with their piles of coats, hats, scarves, and winter layers? They just think they own the place. It has gotten so bad to the restaurant industry that there's now a term for it. They call it winter spreading. It's kind of like man spreading, but with all the clothing items.
Right.
And a lot of people are guilty of it, both genders. Guilty. Yes, you are?
Yeah, I'm guilty. I've gotten better. Thanks to services like Uber, now you don't have to get crazy bundled up because it's kind of door-to-door service. So I wear a light jacket now. But I'm totally guilty of this in the past. I wore so much clothes. But the thing is, here in New York and places that it's very cold, do you notice people overcompensate with the thermostat? If it's cold, it's going to be 100 degrees wherever you go. So I wear a T-shirt underneath everything. I'm in a bathing suit underneath everything I wear, just like a jacket.
I didn't even know that this was a thing, the winter spread. I know I get very annoyed. I can't ride the trains anymore for legal reasons. Because people spread out, and I'm the type of person
You're aggressive on the subway.
I get very aggressive, and I will sit in the smallest space. I will sit on your coat. And then I got into a moment where I was like, lady had her coat down, and I was like, I'm going for it. And I sat on her coat because I was like, no, because you saw me, lady. I was tired. And then she was like, are you on the Meredith Vieira show? And I was like, yeah, sorry, gotta go.
Wait a second. Why did you ask them to move it?
Because why would you have it sitting there for me to have to ask permission for you to sit down?
When I go into a restaurant, if there's no one sitting next to us, I put because I have the kids, I put all our coats there, and if someone comes, I'm gonna say, oh, I'm so sorry, and I will move it. But it's just like you put it off, you're not bothering
Why, do you never check it?
Huh? There's sometimes you can't check it. And with kids, you have coats, mittens, gloves, galoshes, everything you bring.
Why don't you just sit on it? Why don't you tuck it up, roll it up and sit on it?
It's not that simple.
I don't like it. It's very simple to be.
Or hang it on the back of your chair, in the back of each one's chair. I'm the opposite. I always want to hold on to my coat when I'm in a restaurant that has a coat check because I'm always cold. And I never understood till we read this article why they get a little upset about it. They get, like, can we please take your coat? Now
I sit and eat with it on?
They assume I'm going to be a winter spreader.
Wait, do you sit and eat with your coat on?
I often do, because I never know when I have to get out fast.
Like every morning we sit in a meeting, you have your coat on.
I know, I'm cold. I get cold.
See, that's the joys of being a big girl, because I ain't never cold. Never.